Ball there. Another touch, leaves it on the back with Big B. Gonna drill it home, and that's gonna be the first goal of the series.
Into Cubby as Claw making the peak, finds the first, is able to find Bruno and Greater Altoona. Another retake, especially when they're scoring picks like hello there is.
Yeah, hello there, finding, oh my goodness, 3, now 4 for Central Cambria. But the grab's already built up. Oh my goodness.
As he jumps up on top of you all, making a fifth, looking for the 6K, they're letting it happen.
And
that's a 6 mayonnaise.
Can't quite get it. Pungas with a banger of a shot.
And this student section is going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he rotated quickly last time.
Oh my God.
Make a move first here. And there it is. Almost
Let's go.
gonna be able to put a
Chance for them as Physics comes in with a 2K Death Blossom.
over one defender, flips it over the other, and that's going to be a second goal just that quick. That's insane.
He's so good. West Branch are your TEC High School Series Division 1 Overwatch champions. They aced the finals. Penn Trafford are your Division 2 Overwatch champions.
Forest Hills are your D1 TEC champions.
Yeah, you know, ladies and gentlemen, your Division 2 Rocket League champions.
And Greater Altoona are your Division 1 High School Series champions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our Division 2 High School Series champions of Valorant, Altoona CTC.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the TEC High School Series. We've had a nice winter break, but man, that championship recap really made me realize how much I missed the TEC High School Series, and what a pleasure to be back in the booth on my digital left here with your boy Q.
Yo, what it do? You talked about, man. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but when we look back and think about it, it feels like it was forever ago, man. The environment was amazing, and now we get to run it back. It's spring. We get to do it all over again, baby.
Oh, I'm super excited. We got a lot of great matchups here already in week 1 for Valorant. And again, I think it's going to be a banger. I know this first one we have Forest Hills taking on West Branch in a few, but man, I'm just excited to be back in the booth.
Yeah, it's about. It feels like it's about that time. I felt like I was like every week. I was like, man, how long is it until TEC starts back up? And then the new year came, and then January came and went, and I mean February's almost all the way gone now too. So definitely feels good to be back, my friend.
Yeah, adding some more schools as well. Valorant,
Yep.
Rocket League, Overwatch, the middle school as well. But as we get into this here today, we are going to take a quick look at the preseason rankings.
Ball there. Another touch, leaves it on the back with Big B. Gonna drill it home, and that's gonna be the first goal of the series.
Into Cubby as Claw making the peak, finds the first, is able to find Bruno and Greater Altoona. Another retake, especially when they're scoring picks like hello there is.
Yeah,
First time joining us.
Oh my goodness, 3, now 4
Let's
for
go ahead and take a
Central
quick look
Cambria.
at how last season's championship went down. We started off our championship play with a little bit of Overwatch.
But the grab's already built up.
Penn Trafford will
Oh
be able
my
to come out on
goodness.
top.
As he jumps up on top of you all, making a fifth, looking for the 6K, they're letting it happen. And that's a 6 mayonnaise.
Barn burner of a matchup.
With a banger of a shot.
And this student section is going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he rotated quickly last time.
Oh my God.
Make a move first here. And there it is.
Let's
Almost
go.
gonna be able to put a
Chance for them as Physics comes in with a 2K Death Blossom.
over one defender, flips it over the other, and that's going to be a second goal just that quick. That's insane.
He's so good.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our power rankings heading into the
West
spring.
Branch are your
Starting off in
TEC High School
Overwatch with our
Series
Division
Division
2
1
Westmont
Overwatch
Hilltop
champions.
starts the season
They aced
in
the
the
finals.
first
Penn Trafford are your
Followed up by
Division 2
Highschool High School
Overwatch
in that
champions.
fourth spot. Forest Hills
E
are are your your D1 TEC West champions.
Runners
up from winter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Division 2 Rocket League champions.
And Greater Altoona are your Division 1 High School Series champions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our Division 2 High School Series champions
Now in our
of
preseason
Valorant,
top 5 for
Altoona
Division
CTC.
1, we got Connellsville High School starting things off in that 5 spot. Winber will be right behind them in the 4th position. Gateway will also start off in your top 5. They'll be in your 3 spot. Followed by our 2nd place finishers from the winter, Central Cambria, and with West Branch sitting at the top in that number 1 spot, looking to do it all over again here in the spring. Let's go ahead and move over to our preseason top 5 for Rocket League. Starting off in Division 2, Boyertown holding it down, starting things off in that 5 spot. Penn Trafford drifting on into that 4 position. Forest Hills coming in at the 3 spot. Greater Altoona will start in that 2nd spot, with Gateway looking to defend their title, starting off the spring in the pole position. Now over in our Division 1 Rocket League preseason top 5, it's going to be Carmichael's area starting things off in the 5 spot. The Goats from Greater Altoona shifting in at the 4 spot. Winber also drifting on in, they'll be in your 3rd position. With California area starting in at that 2nd spot, and Forest Hill, home of the best student section in esports, looking to repeat in that number 1 spot. Now before we get up on out of here, y'all know we can't forget about our Valorant gamers here at TEC. In Division 2, it's going to be Ferndale into that 5 spot. Winber in at the 4th position.
So
Blacklick Valley coming in that 3rd spot. Richland coming in that 2nd spot. And Greater Altoona sitting there at the top spot. And in Division 1, when it comes to our preseason top 5, it's going to be Boyertown holding it down at 5. Forest Hills starting in the 4th spot. Penn Trafford will be in that number 3 position. Winber starting off the semester in 2nd. And the TEC Valorant Goats, Greater Altoona, in at that number 1 spot. And the time has finally come. After almost 2.5 months off since our fall championship, it's time to run it back and do it all over again. And this time, bigger and better than ever. Not only are we bringing back the weekly broadcast, but we got power rankings, we've got top plays, and a whole bunch more. So make sure you're getting involved over on the social medias. Leave this video a like and a comment, and make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about it. Until we catch y'all back for some more TEC action, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
All right, and we are back. Yo, Q Ascent, the gentleman's map. It's actually the most picked map. Well, it's the second most picked map, only by a couple percent because of Haven, but Haven's no longer in the mix out of the queue right now. So the most picked map. How do you feel about Ascent?
I man, I've always been a big fan of Ascent just because it has kind of been one of the staples for so long, right? So especially week one, obviously these teams probably have quite a few of their players back from last semester, but you get the first week under your belt on a map that should be rather comfortable, which makes me hope that these teams come in rather prepared with a few strats on both sides as well. So I'm excited to get down to it.
Yeah, I recognize maybe 2 to 3 members from each team from the previous season, so maybe a couple new players on each team. But interesting comp selections here. We see the double duelist on the side of West Branch as well. Skip certainly a player to look out for. It tends to be that opping Sage, and Zeta another player who has popped off just time and time again.
Yeah, players that you talked about, people that we know. You mentioned that double duelist. I love seeing this. We've been seeing a little bit during the preseason for VCT. A couple teams bringing out the triple duelist. I love seeing teams play aggressive, man. So I'm gonna be looking for, especially some of those big hitters to try and do just that here, especially early. I feel like these first couple rounds, especially when you're looking over on our attacking side, like this is where you really get to kind of dictate the pace, right?
Yeah, this, however, Ascent is a defensive favored map. I really love to see a Sova and a KJ together. However, no KJ on either side. Sova for West Branch does have that Cypher as well, will certainly help, but Sova can lock down the B site so well. You find the Guardian or the Odin, you can spray through the wall as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
You can see here, I mean, it does look like as far as, well, we're getting ready for round number one. Of course, going to be the pistol round. Does look like
barrier
looking for a pretty quick push as far as in towards on that B side. They're going to be kind of careful of it, obviously. Not want to show too much early, but they're pretty well committed over here. I like the idea for the Sage, but the Sage wall kind of gets broken right away because the other wall is there. So maybe a little bit of a misplace here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sage Wall will buy them a little extra time to get this rotation to come in. We had that deadlock wall go up as well. And with all this noise they've made a good decision to rotate away here. But again, if you're on that Forest Hills side, you don't want to give too much onto the B side. A lot of time has passed with nobody pressing out through Garage here.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting, you will also notice that we've got the Reyna kind of lurking their way in mid, right? Going to be trying to see if they can catch anybody coming through that catwalk side, as we do see the rest of our team from West Branch slowly going to be working their way over towards A. And because we haven't seen much motion over on that B side, it's going to cause our Forest Hills team to go ahead and start that rotation over. It looks like they're going to start the push, but you do see the Breach is going to be able to at least slow down this push just a little bit here.
Yeah, Breach can be really annoying to deal with. The fault lines, the blinds are relentless, just constantly burning the retinas. The smoke here comes back to slow the push as well. They have to push through the smoke blindly, but
30
able to get
seconds
through.
left.
Robotics is tapping with the ghost. Nothing able to hit the shot as Toby will find the first pick.
Yeah, Toby gets the first, and they still got to find their way around this corner. Robotics is going to be able to get one here as well. That's going to even out this fight at the 4v4. You got Zed working their way on that rotation on the backside here as well. So if they don't work their way in, it actually looks like Zed's going to turn that corner. Now you got Skip doing a little bit of damage. Zed's going to be able to finish things up. You got the one last in the line. This is too easy here before, so.
Yeah, just a beautiful long lurking flank there by Zeta to kind of capitalize. I mean, we saw Skip find a headshot through the smoke there as well. And, it's just sometimes those pistol rounds go that way. Typically, when you lose that pistol round, you lose the following round as well. So we'll see what West Branch can muster up here.
I'm going to be really interested to see, because we saw the success from the Reyna on that lurk that was kind of in mid, right? We saw that didn't really play much as far as in the early portion, since we did see the rotation straight from B over towards A. It does look like over on the side of West Branch, they are going to set up at least early on that over on that B side, but maybe looking to more control the middle here off rip.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to push toward mid. The cam will be spotted and chopped down by Robotics on the Bulldog here. A little bit of smoke, one is spotted out into mid. The spray is there, but can't quite connect, and Robotics will take a little bit of damage and have to dip back to safety.
Yeah, I do like the fact, though, that Robotics has still been able to kind of chill out and knows where the team is, right? So they're able to get that information to our two players who are sitting over on B here. Don't be surprised if you see potentially the Reyna. You can kind of see slowly making their way up towards that cat. We're going to start closing in on the middle portion of our map here as well. Going to really close in on this squad before they can make their move.
One enemy remaining.
Teams starting to fall here. Zeta's getting themselves two, and it's just too easy.
They did a good job of really slowing the push down here at B, and with that deadlock wall up, they know they can't push through it. So it really allows Forest Hills to take control of mid as well, and kind of force them to be stuck in that little cubby hole over there.
Yeah, able to kind of basically just keep it pinched back. And I feel like for them here, Now, obviously, with the rifles in hand, sometimes this could be where we see teams when they kind of, they'll slow out the gates with the rifles in hand, that confidence back up here. So this could be where West Branch could use round number 3 to kind of get a little bit of that momentum going on their side.
Yeah, unfortunately, West Branch did buy a little bit in that save round, or the potential round that they should have ecoed in. So we really only see 2 rifles, a Sheriff, a Spectre, and a Marshal as well. So ideally, not the best. I feel like you need to save together and buy together. A lot of teams have struggled with that through previous seasons in the TEC series, so hopefully it doesn't get a little too out of hand.
Also, you got to be worried here now, too, because, I mean, with also buying up a little bit here, you're not going to quite have the inventory in hand, especially on the econ left. And over on the side of Forest Hills, I mean, since they're amazing, you win this round here as well.
Spike
Eco gets
down
reset.
A.
I mean, you're talking about Forest Hills being able to continue to double down here.
Yeah, and potentially pick up
One enemy remaining.
Zeta finds one, will dissipate the safety, and from behind, Wyatt takes a lot of damage. Not much left. The jump shot, but a Skip who will capitalize. And right now, West Branch giving up a little bit too much retail space here in mid, allowing Zeta to push out and really find these easy flanks.
Bro, Forest Hills has 3 deaths through the 3 rounds. That's it. When you talk about being able to control an early part of the game, Forest Hills has been able to come out and do just that. And you can't help but wonder if over on that West Branch side here, they start to question their kind of game plan just a little bit. The last couple of rounds, we have seen them more kind of setting up for that push more default B side. Does look like this time around they're going to be looking potentially to kind of give a little bit of information over towards A while still having this spike over towards B. You talk about Zeta going to be able to catch Booty Slayer off the rip.
Yeah, I mean, you need to have Death Nugget smoking the mid there. It shouldn't be your Jet as well, pushing out like that with no smokes in mid. And again, we saw West Branch, 2 members buying rifles, the other 3 scrapping in as Sheriff and Spectre. Get on that same economy page. It's Skip spraying through the wall. The camera goes up and is spotted.
One enemy remaining.
One more from behind, and they need to find a way to slow Zeta down.
Yeah, I think the big thing right now, one, obviously, Zeta absolutely on fire, leading the charge here right now with the 9-0, right? But I feel like the other thing that you really have to point out for Forest Hills is they are making West Branch pay for not, like, full committing onto these sites. They start to make a little bit of noise, and then they just get stuck where they are. We've seen the flank being able to punish them in multiple rounds.
Yeah, and it's been Zeta every time, right? They're following up, pushing through mid. There's been a lot of space given, and we don't see those smokes at mid. We saw Jet try to dash out and find that smoke, but you need to get the smoke before you show yourself here. And again, looks like some of that pressure mounting toward B, while Zeta, again, tries to work mid.
Zeta's going to be working his way. Boys in front end. Skip's going to be able to at least get the one. Going to be able to heal Orb as well to be able to get away just by a little bit. So we'll be able to slow down the rest of this attack here as well, but nobody rotating in just quite yet. Everyone kind of working on this flank side. Toast is going to be able to get themselves one. Breach is going to be able to clear the way with at least the one, and Wyatt follows up with a double.
B.
Yeah, big play by Wyatt there as well. The economy wasn't really in their favor, nor the weapons, but that is a big pick, and it kind of started off of that pick on Zeta, who was pushing mid. We saw Robotics come in and find a way to get at least 2 more, but now pretty much equal here. We see 2 members left, Skip and both Reina here on the other side, about equal health.
It feels like if you're over on the side of West Branch, this round here,
Sensor
so needed. The first 4 going in favor of Forest Hills. Skip going to be able to get a little bit more heal. Going to be able to get the first one here as well. That's also the location of the spike.
Spike
Left
down B.
in the 1v1. Skip turns the corner. That's the triple, and that's 5 rounds in a row to start things off for Forest Hills.
You know, I said that Skip and Zeta would be 2 to watch. 9-1, 8-0. Both have the ults on deck and ready to flex. And honestly, I think West Branch would be doing much better if they were able to buy together. Once again, we do see nearly full rifles this time, but 2 members with no armor at all.
The kind of split buys here is kind of been part of the thing that's really kind of giving them some trouble, right? You mentioned earlier needing to completely be able to buy together. This is about I feel like probably the closest we've seen, right, with the 4 rifles. Unfortunately, a couple of them kind of got the glass rifles in hand. Zeta's
Spike
also going to be
down
open
mid.
up onto Toby. That's going to be some information that you're not going to be able to get later in the round.
way.
Yeah, now the smoke here kind of keeping Robotics at bay, has the op in hand, but not able to use it just yet. Zeta has been pushing aggressively at mid quite often, so I like to see this slowing down a little bit. You don't always want to flank and let them know your move, so got to mix up that strategy a little bit. But now after some time has been given, they realize Zeta's not there. Now Zeta coming through perfectly. We see Wyatt kind of looking back and forth, but they're not going to find him, and there it is again.
Oh no, and an orbital strike, knowing where the players are to be able to clean it up in a flawless round from Forest Hills, as it is 6-0.
Yeah, and I love seeing those ults come out. I feel like anytime you have an ult, you try to use it that round, if not the following round, to give you an opportunity to get more than one ult. You know, being Sage, it's a little different. You always look for those clutch revives, but a great job by Robotics Master to find the ult and clutch it up.
And what becomes like what do you feel like you have to do with your West Branch here? I mean, we've seen that the B push hasn't really been successful. We've also seen the couple of times that they have pushed over towards A, that they've kind of got stuck right around that line, push in through that little tunnel, right? We're going to see Zeta get traded out here, though. That might be an opportunity that West Branch needs now that the big hitter's out of the way.
Yeah, you know, they just don't have enough mid control here. Their team comp is really set up for defense, so they need to find a way to get at least 3 or 4 rounds on this attacking side. What they need to do is start smoking off mid. Don't allow Zeta to find a way to push out, and they need to push up Cat or maybe potentially out Tiles as well and get control of this mid. Maybe find a pick from that and figure out which way to go after that pick.
You see again here now. Up and Zeta thinking about pushing through the cage. I think oh, don't push through like that, not like this, Zeta.
You know, it was a good idea if you're maybe waited just a little longer, because Cypher did put that trip too low, so they were able to jump over the trip. Unfortunately, 2
One
members
enemy
were
remaining.
close, nearly getting
Spike
caught
down
off guard, but
A.
the flash finds the headshot. And now 1 remaining member, that's Wyatt. Will find the flash, looks to peek shortly after. Toast being patient, waiting for that flash to get away. And I like this little jiggle
30
free
seconds
fire.
left.
You don't have to get too much into the player advantage.
Yeah, Wyatt's gonna fake a
Right there.
Turn this corner. You can see Toast back down, expecting it. Wyatt, though, just a little bit quicker. Gonna have to come back. Not gonna have enough time to be able to pull out the gun. Carter gonna be able to finish things up, and that's now 7 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they are just firing on all cylinders. And again, I think it goes back to the kind of the poor use of the economy, right? We saw 3 or 4 different rounds where we have only 2 rifles and things like that. And we're kind of getting a taste of that here again. I know it stinks to lose rounds, but you're only hurting yourself. Just go with the classic, you know, stay around that $2,000 credit range so that you can buy the following round. But really, you're just digging yourself a deeper hole when you only have a couple members buying rifles at once.
While we're speaking of the classic, have you gotten to take a look at any of the capsules? Is there a certain classic you're looking at for that have gotten released?
The classics are it's a free gun, so I love all classics.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you like to see Zeta once again lurking around here in the mid? It was going to be trying to see if they could find the pick, which they were able to do. Now it's going to be 3 just left standing once again for West Branch. Toast going to be trying to push through, playing aggressive, turns the corner, finds the gun sticking out on the second. All that's left is the Cypher. Oh, and find him as well. And another flawless round for Forest Hills.
Yeah, again, they're not smoking mid at all. They need to smoke mid where Zeta's been pushing. It's hard to push through a smoke without a blind, but if they can find it, you know, potentially I'd like to see Omen smoke both Tree Cat and mid, and then push up Cat and Tiles out into mid. Be ready for Reyna to flash and push through. You have someone looking for that, you know, that flash to destroy it, but they need to gain mid control. They're allowing Zeta to do too much here at mid.
I hate to be the one that's beating the same record once again, beating the same drum, but with us finally got to the point where we got some decent armors, got some rifles in hands. It feels like if there is a round that West Branch could use a turnaround, it's this one, but they are going to be leading in. Skip finds 1 with the op. Thought Wyatt was going to turn that corner and find the same demise.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate because, again, they have such a good defensive-oriented comp here, but they need to get 3 or 4 on offense, and still 3 Spectres and 2 rifles with no armor just isn't enough. They need to work on saving together and buying together. Zeta already up through mid. Again, just so much space.
Spike down A.
I feel like the one thing that kind of concerns me a little bit on is the hesitation on the push.
I know exactly.
I think for me, maybe it was there's lack of confidence, or maybe just feeling a little bit of that first series jitters. But you talked about, you got to move here with the purpose. Doesn't get
enemy
the fight
remaining.
points down. Carter's gonna be able to lock him in there. This is gonna make things
All
too
enemies
easy.
accounted
Defenders
for.
win another round, and he's able to save still 3 left. I mean, we look over on that Forest Hills side and that economy. It's money in the bank, babe.
Yeah, you know, you know, unfortunately, they just one of the benefits you have on offense, where most of these maps are defensive sided, if you push a site together, it's typically 5 versus 2 or 5 versus 3. You have the man advantage. You can find those trades. If you're not going to smoke mid, I'd like to see them maybe 3-man rush A, put one at the top of Cat and one in tiles. Wait for Zeta to push out. As soon as your man from tiles starts shooting at Zeta, the one from top of Cat swings as well. Again, they've got to find a way to neutralize this mid. They're just giving it up for free at the moment.
It just feels like when you look over on the West Branch side, like if we had flashes with this comp, right, might be able to get a little bit more like access onto the site. I feel like that's the one thing that's kind of been lacking, and it kind of makes sense to why we've been kind of at this half push and then getting stuck, because you have a couple smokes come out, but you don't have much to really buy you space on the site.
Launching
Now
smoke.
we see Zeta already up mid as well. They had one in tiles this time, but not one at the top of the Cat. They need to find a way to dual swing this. Zeta pushes through mid, finds the 2 in tiles again. Meanwhile, nobody peeking at Cat until it's too late. Down Cat now, but Zeta has already made their way behind. Well, Toast is doing such a good job at keeping them
Last
safe.
player standing.
That's what Breach does.
Now Wyatt gonna be the last one left standing. They're gonna move their way kind of around the backside here on A. But they're still gonna have so many people around, have to worry about Zeta backing down, or backing back around, I should say. Zeta with another triple round, 16-4 from Zeta. Not to make it sound like they're the ones only doing work, but they're definitely at the forefront.
Excuse me, yeah. I mean, you see 3 members in the double digits, Skip right behind as well,
Yep.
plethora of assists, and you know, Cardor may only have 3 kills, but has 0 deaths as well. So the whole crew playing very, very well together. But again, for me, West Branch could be doing much better. This could be a different outcome had they had a better use of the economy. Again, we see 2 rifles with no armor, 1 full buy, and then a Guardian with no armor, and a Marshal, I think. So the economy and the buying is what's really hurt this West Branch side, because we know they have a plethora of skill. Unfortunately, they're just not able to utilize it on these half buys.
Blocking
Double
movement.
swing there makes that one an easy decision and an easy knockdown. Forest
Over
Hills
there.
once again is going to be able to draw first blood. Zeta comes in.
One
The orbital
enemy
strike
remaining.
going to be able to come in as well, knowing where the last couple of players are, and once again using the ult to their advantage. Once
Last
they
round
realize
before the switch.
where the squad is, and we're looking at the potential of 12 straight rounds to start off this game.
Yeah, I mean, Brim with a huge triple there, and you talked about Zeta, but Brim 15-4-2 as well. It's hard to pick just one when everybody
I mean,
is
how many of
popping
those are
off
ult
like
kills?
this.
Like-
Yeah. hey, you know, I think we saw we got the triple from the last one and a double from the previous one, so maybe
Now,
5 or so, but
where to set up
nonetheless,
shop?
I mean, just doing a phenomenal job here, and the whole team just playing very well together. But again, we saw Zeta push all the way through mid and find the flank. They're not getting enough resistance here to Zeta.
Spike down A.
Toast gonna be able to open things up, starting with what? It was a flash that we were kind of talking about just a moment ago. It looks like that we are going to see West Branch try and push things through mid. They are going to try and contest Zeta, who has been able to back down and at least get to a teammate here. But that does mean Robotics Master.
One
Another teammate
enemy
to be able to push
remaining.
through Catwalk,
Flawless.
basically once again coming in with that pincher sort of strategy, and it just works for them so well.
Switching sides.
Yeah, you know, this is just
Match
a tough
point.
position to be in, and now you're down 12-0, and you have a very defensive comp. You know, had you gotten 3 or 4 rounds, you could certainly change the outcome, but this is going to be one of the toughest uphill battles of your life here, down 12-0 on the pistol round, and well, it's just going to be tough.
You know what, Hot Sauce? It ain't over till it's over, man. You know, it just as easy as we saw Forest Hills rattle off 12 in a row. Very good to see West
goes
Branch
here.
do the same. It is going to be a tall ask, that's for sure. You mentioned several times as far as the composition here. Definitely a better defensive sort of team structure. The question is, are they going to be able to pull it off? It starts with round here. The good news is it's pistols. It always feels like the pistols is the best place to get things started.
Yeah, Forest Hill's making a good decision. Silva typically sets up on the B site. They have 3 over there as well. And with that, Forest Hills pressures into the site with no resistance at all. And this is going to spell trouble.
Yeah, they just got complete sight here. Now you're gonna be able to use your slow orb up on the top here. You can see Skip is gonna take this top side. You also get the wall as well to kind of give yourself a little nook to be able to chill up on. Zeta once again with the flank. That's gonna be one. I shot the sheriff. Also shoots the deputy there. Zeta's got the triple triple going. Gonna turn the corner, finds Toby as well.
What a play. That's a 4K, and Zeta now looking for the ace, but Omen all the way over by 3, reaching and backing off, though. It looks like they might want to give Zeta that ace. Some damage being done. Steps in, but Skip says, not today, baby. And he snatches it away. Forest Hills do it in fashion, baby. 13-0, an absolute clinic.
The disrespect from Skip to then turn around and look at Zeta and be like, yeah, that's right. I took your ace. It doesn't matter. It's 13 rounds. Forest Hills able to come out on top, man. That was a real masterclass from them. I feel like about one, playing aggressive on defense, and I would like to talk about their offense, but unfortunately, we only saw one round of it.
Yeah, you know, again, it's just a tough thing. And honestly, I think if they go back and check the VOD review, it's going to help them out a lot.
Yeah.
And it really boils down to the economy. I think this game would have been a much closer game, you know, had they worked on that economy. I don't think we really ever saw one round with a full buy and full armor from West Branch.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see it there in 3, but then you had pointed out, and we definitely saw it there. That unfortunately bought up a little bit in round 2 and kind of continue to make the same mistake. Maybe something that they'll be able to pick up as a learning point moving forward. But if this is a sign of what Forest Hills is coming with in springtime, whew, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, Forest Hills has played well in previous seasons as well, but you know, certainly looking very, very good here through game number 1. But it is game number 1, so if you're West
Right.
Branch as well, there's a lot of learning from that. So you can always reset. You know, it's good to get those losses early out of the way in the season. So you know, you take one on the chin, and then you move forward and you get better. GGs go next, as they say.
Yeah, and I feel like it's especially sometimes like the biggest learnings, like points do really come from like the shellackings when you take them, right? You have to one be able to recover on the mental side, which kind of builds some of that fortitude for later on in the season. But also, if it's not going that good, it's very easy to have that mindset of okay, let's get down and fix it. Let's get in the lab. And you know, if there's anything that we know about this West Branch squad, they'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah, and again, it boils all back to that VOD review. Break down each round, look at where everybody's at, and where did we go wrong? What could we have done differently in these situations to have a better outcome? But you know, that's why we're always learning, we're always growing, and we're always getting better. But we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we got more Valorant action, including last year's champions. Don't go anywhere. In the back to help out as well. Solomon here's the flank, but it's Matic who judges him down with a fierceness. Wild finds the trade. The plant goes down, and from behind with the shot to the body. He hits the 12 gauge to the rib cage. Now in a 1v1. The plant is there. Omen versus Neon, and they're both on site.
I feel like you got another one of those weapons. Jumping out with the shotgun, 20 HP. Wild man. You gotta close it. You gotta look for the headshot spray. It's trying to look for each other. Medic.
Once more, the Mastodon infantry will stampede, and Skip says, I'll off, but I'll still entry, baby. 3K all day, looking for more. Make it a 4. The quadra kill is here, the real deal. Can he find the 5th?
He's gonna go pick up this rifle. That might be the smartest, but it is this ace. It's a possibility for Skip.
Now Gus rotating over, finds a nice shot. The Brimble comes in. Gus will escape to safety here near Lance, but Nightmare pushing in with a Spectre. It's not enough. Gus holding the close angle. The flick of the wrist and the 3K. Making a quadra kill. He is on the hunt for the ace. The ace of spades, the man of death. Gus Bunny looking for the last remaining member. Limon tucked here with that Vandal. Monoing mono. Gus wants this one. Team kind of hanging back, allowing him to get at these spots. And the flick of there it is.
An early kill though, so this is gonna be a tough push.
The Sheriff putting in the work. The pressure comes in. The Euro with the consistent blinds. Bane will find one. Knows there's more there. Now another. And he's pumping heads. The 4K.
To step up. They've already found one and the spike, but do they know quarters here? They have no idea. Good guiding light forces both players into differing corners of this fence position, but they're not out of the woods just yet.
No, they're not. I miss her.
My.
Another race trying to flank from mid, but Pluto doing a great job this play as well. And he's got the third.
Spike down, B.
Trade out through here as well.
One enemy remaining.
He's got
Ace.
a 4K, and he's looking for the ace once more. Out Mercer always rotating from an ace side. Forget. We'll see the double blast once more. Over the head. Back goes to Hecko. He pops the head, gets the bread. The 2K. My man is absolutely popping off.
That was a beautiful jump. Not done yet. Kratzer looking for even more. Oh, awkward time to pull out your rocket launcher, but looks left, gets one, looks right. And
For the Jet on the close left corner of this, around the map, but already one from behind, a second from Alumari with the Sheriff no less. They have short range of the Judge, long range of the Sheriff, and just deadly combinations to say the very least. Make it 3 here for the Yoru, 4 as he tallies them up in a
pistols, so taking down the first, third, and fourth group into the paper, but Ant is in as well, and oh baby, there's 2. The double headshot walked into sight as well. How about 3? How about 4? A flawless round for Ant and the squad aboard.
try to re-engage, they're going to be taken out from any direction they try and swing. Will they swing? The answer is yes. Their position noted. They'll find one kill. A second onto Andias, having no business finding that. A lack of communication comes back to fight Winder. Will they find a third? You better believe they'll step.
Mike is down on site, and the last player for the attack side of Winder is closed down in both house. You can get one. Take down Bench Boy. Maybe with the Reyna ult popped, you can get something done here. When the flash goes through, he's full blinded and has to play close to know exactly where he's going to be playing.
No way.
Straight through the wall! A 1v3 now becomes a 1v1, and Pluto walking his way up towards... Now he does. He clears it out.
Early, I believe a sound cue was given over. But the fact they throw out that slow orb, oh, just swinging through it, not so conventional for random as they are typically dispatched.
You ever heard of the trend Battle Sage? That right there is a picture-perfect definition. What in the world are you doing? Solving him! Strands themselves behind the box. They've somehow got a double off of it. They get a triple! They run out of bullets, but they have the ace on the table! It's... Off. The heal's starting to come out from the Sage. Shade did bring the Sage. Let's not forget about that. So the heals are going to play a big part of this. Ant has one on the flank. Not able to save their teammate, but will even up the kills. Once again, swings out. It's the Phantom at medium range to get the headshot onto Ton. And left in the 1 versus 2 is Pumpkin.
Talk about getting countered. Icy walking in, we'll try to clear out market and it'll work. There's a second player there. I'm not sure if they're all that familiar with it. The swing through, oh, the breach. Tried to throw in the aftershock, but it ended up.
But perfect for Spoon Anthony and crazy racy. It's got to be Skip. It's got to be here. The operator needs to. He's bloodthirsty. Takes the shot, pulls out the sheriff, pulls the headshot. Skip, if it is anybody, it is you. Pops the slow warp. Switch with the rifle here. Use gonna be faked. Done through Skip.
Quickly, we'll see what he does. He finds one, looking for Google X as well. Has to dismiss out. He pops into the smoke, looking for a second here, is able to do it. Claw finds it. Spoon Anthony pops out his ultimate. He's in a 1 versus 1, and the gun's in the hands of Bane and Altoona.
One away from that fifth, and it's on orange, so I have no doubt he can pick up an orbit, get a kill. They're going to have to work smart and together.
Oh man. Oh man. Orange not able to get any info. Icy messes up his, and now it's Pluto's turn to drop his ultimate. Finds another two, make it a third if you count himself. Popped out by Q Thief though, and Orange, his position's given away. Bucky's trying to spray him out as he's looking the wrong direction. Orange and one and make it a second 4 kills for the Phoenix, and Shade Central find themselves on the board. Pretty equal on the side of Altoona, but oh no, Bane. They're walking into him hot. It's going to be mass destruction as he finds one, make it a second, a third, a fourth. Let's find the 8th.
Come in. Gary was the first to fall there as well. And rough.
Oh no, the trigger discipline.
Everybody knows you gotta check your angles, and Pluto will send a packet with a stinger, making a triple kill.
Yeah, and I mean, all Claw wants right now is a plan. Does he find it in time though? No, he will not.
Kill, and Crafter is absolutely popping off.
Yeah, the ace is on the cards here, as it's going to be a resurrection, maybe a 6K even from Katzer. Won't be able to find on just as he peeks out a 4th from the Rays of Altoona as he jumps up on top of you. Oh, make it a 5th, looking for the 6K. They're letting it have it, and that's a 6 mayonnaise for Kratzer, and that is a beautiful round for Altoona to close out the half.
In the back to help out as well. Solomon here's the flank, but it's Matic who judges him down with a fierceness. Wild finds the trade. The plant goes down, and from behind with the shot to the body. He hits the 12 gauge to the rib cage. Now in a 1v1. The plant is there. Omen versus Neon, and they're both on site.
Deck. I feel like he's got another one of those weapons. Jumping out with the shotgun, 20 HP. Wildman. You gotta close it. You gotta look for the headshots, right? They're trying to look for each other. Matic.
Once more, the Mastodon infantry will stampede, and Skip says, I'll up, but I'll still entry, baby. 3K all day, looking for more. Make it a 4. The quadra kill is here, the real deal. Can he find the 5th?
He's gonna go pick up this rifle. That might be the smartest, but it is this ace. It's a possibility for Skip.
Are we in, Mancan? All right, and we are back, guys. I do apologize for that little technical difficulty, but nonetheless, here we are, the former champions taking on Penn Trafford, and a lot of familiar names in this one, so I'm excited for it.
Greater Altoona, truly the GOATs of TEC Valorant, taking home both the D1 and D2 championships at the winter finals. So you mentioned it, seeing to see if going to be interested to see if their D1 team here going to be able to start off their season right.
Yeah, I mean, we see Quarter, Google Vex, Hello, all familiar names on the side of Penn Trafford. Claw, Yoshi, Bane, Kratzer, all returning. And Gus, well, Gus isn't here today, going to be filled in by Vale, but was on that former D2 team as well. So not only are they the returning champions, but they nearly have the same roster as well. And for me, the player to look out for is Kratzer. Insane on that raise with those blast packs getting in and really getting in the head of the opponents when they pull out that judge.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see the satchel place, right? To be able to really get into into a site and really kind of cause some havoc, even if you don't necessarily get the first pick, just enough to kind of get everyone to turn away from the doorway just for a second to allow everybody else to kind of move their way in, buy the space for the rest of the team. I'm excited to see it. Let's get down for some showtime here.
Yeah, and Quarter, another one I've been casting since I started here at TEC a few years ago. So is very familiar with the play here. Is a seasoned veteran, if you will. A hello as well, and we've seen him put on some big plays. So really excited to see these teams go head to head. Obviously, they're putting in a lot of work in the off season. Again, typically in the higher tier level, you see a Sova and a Killjoy, or at least a minimum of one. We certainly got both of those here for one of the squads, but. So I feel like the comp does favor Greater Altoona just a little bit on paper, but in a game like Valorant, you can't go by paper.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as much as there always is a meta, I definitely feel like, especially at this level, playing your comfort picks also kind of gives you a little bit of an edge as well, right? So, I mean, when I see things like even seeing the Sky coming out after the nerf, which is, agent we don't necessarily quite see as much since the changes. Maybe just something where that day, that's your boo. We'll let you do your thing, but you know what? It's pistol time. Let's get down to it.
Yeah, I love the pistol round. I typically like the classic with the armor because it is a free gun, as we mentioned. Thrasher working out through mid there has a lot of leeway to get through, but up top, they'll grab the orb and again rotate away from this. We've seen a lot of teams doing this lately, kind of playing that prod and pool play style, working off of these orbs. The smoke is in the middle as well, and it allows them to rotate through mid with
Yeah, I mean, they move quickly there as well. Now you're going to see
Spike down mid.
Through, but Quarter gets 3 of them. Kratz is going to be able to take them down, but it is only going to be 2. Now entering the site here on the A, you can see Vex has a tailwind there, trying to figure out if they want to make a play with it, sitting in the smoke. Here's those footsteps, I do believe. Going to turn the corner, sees one, trying to get the second. Now it's going to be all left to Claw Zera. Should at least be able to get the spike down.
Yeah, beautiful play there, lurking through that smoke. Google Vex comes away with a big
One
and they pull in the line. Claw with a beautiful play, an absolute mastermind.
Oh, bro, you dropped down right in the crosshair, and Claw just going to be able to get the 2 that matters. Be able to turn that round right on around. And man, talk about as far as over on the side of Greater Altoona starting things off right.
Yeah, I mean, I like that from Claw, right? He knows that they're above there. He heard the audio cues, and he fakes the plant once, fakes it a second time, and they believe he's going to plant for real on the second time. Unfortunately, they both almost fall into a collateral-type position. Claw hits the shots and sends them home, and now they're up by 1. Of course, when you win that pistol round, you usually go on to win the second round. It's not always the case, but we'll see if GACTC can capitalize here.
And it is worth noting, Penn Trafford pretty well rocking the classic still all the way around, right? You got the one sheriff in the hand of Quarter trying to probably figure that they're the one player who might be able to make something work with. Hello with a little bit of plastic spray through the smoke, trying to at least slow things down a little bit, but they have pretty well given site control on over to Greater Altoona. Gonna have to play for the replay.
Yeah, I'm a little weary about those sheriff. Quarter's gonna find one though and shut me up quickly. As Google Vex puts the pressure in with 5, 6 to 3 guns, wanting to take control of that economy. We saw kind of hurt some teams in the past, but certainly doing a good job of utilizing that here as Thrasher finds one with a classic as well. Google Vex will fall to Claw, unfortunately.
Last player standing.
Lane, Kratzer, Claw, both finding kills, and Sky, the lone member.
Yeah, Quarter's been able to at least pick themselves up as Stingers, so might be able to make a little bit of a something out of here, but it's 3v1. This is going to be tough. Time of the essence here, and time not on their side. Gonna have to turn the corner. Claw Zera picks up the triple. And you mentioned how often we see round 2 go in favor of the squad who wins the pistol round, and Greater Altoona able to do just that.
Yeah, you know, and again, that's why I like to kind of see that full save in that second round. Quarter still able to buy a rifle, but can't get the full armor as well. And I believe that's because maybe a teammate bought for them, and that teammate's going to have to rock the Marshall here. So, you know, Greater Altoona gets to play off of this bonus round, retain most of that economy. So, again, it's always a tough decision when you try to force into those second rounds. And unless you can pop off, they can come back to haunt you.
See if they might be able to at least get something going in their favor here, since they will have the rifles in hand. Over on the side of Penn Trafford, looks like this time around going to be looking for an entry over onto A. Bane's able to at least get a tag onto Vex, which caused Vex to fall back just a little bit. Quarter able to apply a little bit of pressure with them shots as well. Looks like the squad is going to back down. Thrasher turns the corner, able to get one. Backs down enough to allow Kratzer to turn the corner. I thought was going to pick up the double.
Yeah, nice job by Kratzer with that Bulldog there to find that trade. You never want to go home empty-handed when you're losing a teammate, but with all of this pressure, they caused a big rotation toward A site. Now pushing through mid as well. Cypher, or excuse me, yeah, Cypher will hear the audio cue, and that's a Hello who finds the first one.
Able to get the first, and now a Hello. Playing smart and backing down here, waiting for the rest of the team to rotate over here. You've got the man advantage playing on the retake, so you might as well play smart. You see the KO working the way back. You've also got the Sky. That's Quarter working their way through middle as well. So they'll be able to play 2 different lanes. Door already down here as well for Quarter to try and make a play.
Yeah, busting down the market door. The flash comes out. No intel from the flash, but Bane from lane will send him packing. As he caught Quarter lacking now, pushing in a Hello with the
last player standing.
Gets one, Claw another, and GACTC showing you why they were the champions last year. Such great team chemistry.
I don't know if you're looking up the kill feed too, but it's not like they aren't clean. They're head busting out here, able to get the headies without any sort of a struggle. And it's 3-0 here. Now, I don't see Greater Altoona looking to let off the gas anytime soon.
Yeah, popping heads and getting the bread. The economy looking strong as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, not so much. And so typically you want to stay, I say 2,000, but you can kind of scrounge in around that 1,800 mark. We see Quarter getting down to 1,450. Google Vex at 1,500. Johnny, the only one buying the rifle here at 500 as well. So again, Penn Trafford, which is a team that has done well in previous seasons, but kind of finding themselves in a little economic bind here.
And one of those situations that it really does seem that, at least early, Greater Altoona proving just how much they are able to separate themselves from the rest. Johnny, the only one who does have that lone Vandal, has been spotted and has to back down here. The rest of the squad, however, they're going to try and push their way on to A. Quarter's going to fall. Google Vex also falls here as well. So if they're going to play for the retake, they're going to be at disadvantage by 3.
Yeah, Yoshi will find the plant. He's pressing through the smoke. Bane somehow gets one as Thrasher
last player
and send him home. Claw finds another headshot back and forth, and with that, GACTC will take round number 4.
Able to continue to run it up here, and you'll notice that Econ already starting to stack up over on that side of Greater Altoona. They're doing the important part of making sure they're keeping up 3-4 rifles around and make sure that they continue to lay them down over on that other side. This time around should be pretty good economy as far as what they've got in hand. You know, your utility all the way around, full rifle buy as well as the armor as well. So I think this feels like this is the time where Penn Trafford needs to make something happen. Otherwise, they get reset.
Johnny is on the market. He's the only one that bought a rifle last time. But like you said, a nearly full buy here. So can still come away with something big here if they work together. Quarter has the flash in hand, excuse me. But see if they follow in through the owl drone. A good smoke here again to buy some time. Kratzer comes in with a showstopper. One. Quarter gets the trade, and Claw trades it back.
Kratzer was able to at least find one with the showstopper despite the blind that came in there. Gives them access to the site, but fight down. Hello, gonna get 2 of them things.
Give me a call. Give me where is it?
What a beautiful shot. The transfer from Hello as well is just absolutely beautiful. Claw's going to find the trade here as well, though, and a bit of back and forth. Now a 2v2 playing post plant.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful pre-fire from Hello. They step in. Google Vex has to pressure in. They know he's in the smoke here now as well. With that, though, they have that 2-player advantage, and they get a round that they desperately need here, Q.
Yeah, I mean, you get yourself one, and that's how it all starts, right? You're going to be able to pick up your few rifles and maintain those here as well, but starts with 1 and slowly becomes 2,
confidence
then
begins to
3,
crack.
and so on.
And a
So I
shift.
feel like the Penn Trafford
I can
around that
see
you
it.
really need to get done. Let's see if they can double it up here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need to start putting some rounds together. Typically, this is a defensive side of map, and if you look at the roster here too, you know, CTC has that more defensive favored side with that Sova and that Killjoy able to lock down these sites. So I would like to see Penn Trafford start piecing these together one after another and hope that they get at least 5 or 6 before they close the half.
What's interesting here is it does look like at least over on that side of Greater Altoona, kind of split up trying to see if they can gather information on a read here. And that is one thing that, you know, I feel like kind of separates them from both those teams that we kind of saw in matchup number 1, where they kind of all pushed on one side. We're seeing a little bit of different strategies. And it got to be so hard to play against Johnny, though. My goodness gracious, watch your head.
Yeah, Kratzer will do the same on the other side as well. And with that, they both find a pick, and it looks like the potential A push is coming. Google Vex is tucked into wide here, though, and Claw is going to clear it, unfortunately, for Google, and that'll give him a little room to work with. The rotation, though, is coming toward the A site pretty quickly.
Yeah, but not quick enough to at least stop the plant coming in. They are going to have
Spike
to
planted.
3v4 on the retake. You see Quarter working the way up on Heaven, waiting for the rest of the teams to come on around here. Going to bring the dog out to try and get a little bit of information, but not really able to scout much out. You know that you got people standing, but you have no info to really know where they are.
Yeah, and the dog didn't even detect Kratzer, who was stationed in hell below there as well. So this could spell disaster if they decide to just drop
Last
off.
player
Gonna find
standing.
Quarter up top, making another as he gets the triple kill. 1 remaining now. Hello, tucked in the tree. They'll find 1 before sit back in. And again, CTC takes another round.
Well, we talked about the importance for Penn Trafford to try and get things going, and CTC shuts it down just like that. Kept 3 standing as well. So when we talk about the importance later on, as far as the Econ continuing to stand tall over on their side, this round going to be kind of a mixed buy, it looks like, over for the side of Penn Trafford.
Yeah, you know, I think they're just trying to work with what they got and hope that they can make something happen. But again, I feel like at times you can end up digging yourselves a deeper hole, if you will. But they come away with 4 rifles, near full buy, looking for that early intel, but they got to deal with an Odin as well.
You can understand, like, the feeling, the pressure of not allowing this team to get too much further out of hand, right? It's already 5-1, but I do feel like needing to get the full buy together is very, very important. We'll see what they can make work with the 4 rifles, like you were saying. At least slower of a play so far. Not going to be able to hit a single knife, though, is that?
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate series of events. Lemony Snickets was out of play, and I think both of those members were having a little struggle there, a bit of back and forth, but that happens from time to time. And down at the 4v5, favoring Penn Trafford here.
See, they want to try and make a move on the retake, but they have at least allowed sight to get turned on over here at the Greater Altoona. Now the question is, do they allow for the plant? You're going to see at least the smoke going to come out here. One lane covered up. Vex is going to look to go the opposite way, but Bane already got the Odin cooking. Picks up a double.
Yeah, Bane with the double. Quarter will find the
Last
trade.
player
Still in
standing.
3v2, so they have a nice advantage. KJ, the last remaining member. Hello! Through the box will find the kill, and Penn Trafford looks to battle their way back into this one.
You can see there, that was one of those situations where the Seeker gets, gets the attention. You have your 2 players kind of swing that other corner, and when you're covering all angles, especially when you've got numbers on your side, you just got to make sure you hit your shots, and they're able to do just that. Cuts the lead back down to 3.
Yeah, and Valorant's, you know, one of those games of momentum. We often see those 3 and 4 round swings. So, you know, if they can consistently keep this up and begin to put the economic bind on your opponents, as we see, their economy is still there, but it's nearly dwindled away. And on the other side of things, Penn Trafford back to 4 rifles and a pistol. It did work for them last round, however.
So when you look over on the side of Penn Trafford, just one thing to keep in mind as well, 2 half shields. Which of course we have seen kind of wafting back and forth become kind of one of those strategies that you use to be able to kind of help your econ just a little bit more. But over on that side of Greater Altoona, 5 full shields. You got Bane rocking the Odin as well. Let that thing sing when they turn the corner on that.
Yeah, you know, I think the light armor can be a good strategy. It's so tough now with the Outlaw as well, because the Outlaw kind of forces you into that heavy armor, but Google Vex will find the first kill. Kratzer does get a trade. Kratzer, though, will find one as well on the call. We see Quarter spraying to the smoke, but the site has been taken. They have the man advantage here for the retake.
Gotta find a way to push it. You got a couple people backside, including Bane, who's going to be sitting back there with that Oak. Kratzer's looking for somebody to turn around these corners as well. It's going to be left to just Johnny, as well as hello. Johnny gets a double, though.
One enemy
Makes it a 1v1 as the Odin backside. That's going to be yet another round for Greater Altoona.
Another triple for Bane here as well. And one of my favorite things about using the Odin is not only is it a great weapon with 100 rounds in the bag and you can shoot through nearly any of these paper-thin walls on Ascent, but it has the ability to get in your opponent's head mentally as well. It really frustrates people for whatever reason when they're killed by the Odin as well. So, you know, maybe Bane just getting a little twofer there.
See this time around, over on the side of Penn Trafford, they're all trying to make sure that their credits end up right around that 2,000 mark you were talking about earlier there, Hot Sauce. A couple of marshals in hand, one getting used here by Quarter. Able to get his tag and turn the corner once again. Another dink, but not going to be able to get the kill. Turns the corner this time, has 3 in a row. Looks for 4 hits.
Man, what a beautiful job by Quarter there to really put the damage on the opposing team. The flick of the wrist, not quite enough, but Johnny's got him on as well. We'll pop the head. Vale finally able to extinguish the flame that is Quarter and gets one more. But so far, not a bad scrappy eco round here for Penn Trafford.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, but right now you still got numbers at the advantage for Greater Altoona. Hello, gonna wait for everybody to get in here, and unfortunately that means you're gonna have to give a little bit of noise, whether it's opening that door, opening up the glass behind you. And now you gotta figure out what the option is gonna be. At least gonna start spraying the door for now.
Yeah, breaking that door could give a little help to Johnny. They hear the audio cue towards switch, but when Johnny up top, only 11 health, a pop flash won't spot anybody. There's a turret there as well, and with only 11 health, that turret has the ability to take out Johnny as well.
Yeah, so hello's basically got to come in here and not quite obviously 1v3, got some teammates, but every angle getting covered, and it just continues to slay him down. The ghosts rolling.
Yeah, I mean, that's where smokes are so important, right? You need the ability to smoke off a main on that post plant, so they have to come in. You know, it makes it so you only have to check hell. But again, not a lot of smokes here. And with Astra being gone, it was just a tough position for them to be in.
Looks like for Greater Altoona, you've gotten yourself past that midway point on the attacker side, right? You hit your 7th. How much further can you push the needle heading down the last little bit of this attacker's side? They've had the ability to really just kind of push their way on the site whenever they please. It feels like they've had the most success over on A. The satchel play I do like to see from Kratzer allows them to move across catwalk relatively quickly.
Yeah, he's got that judge in hand as well, and that's what he loves to use. With that judge, Quarter's gonna find one though. Kratzer is able to sneak through tree here and gain a little bit of space. And again, mostly mounting from a main. Claw is gonna find one as well. The flash is there for help, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
Unfortunately, a little bit of friendly fire on the own flash. Kratzer's already pushed far enough in. Gonna be able to get Quarter down. You can see Johnny working the way up on him. They're gonna turn the corner. Bane's gonna be able to pick that one off. Everyone else working their way in from tree. That they know where everyone's at there. That makes things easy, especially with the showstopper in another round for Greater Altoona.
Yeah, Bane has been a menace with that Odin, unfortunately, for Penn Trafford as they look to settle things down. I know, it's just been nutty. And I mean, even hitting headshots from a distance as we saw in that last round as well.
And I feel like it's one thing when the Odin's singing, but you mentioned there at the end, the headshots. Like, dog, how are you picking me with a headshot while I'm turning the corner at heaven? Please tell me that.
Got to get that Vanguard check out, man. Let's see the task manager.
Let's go with round number 11. 2 rounds left on the attacking side here for Greater Altoona to try and continue running it up.
I must wait a moment.
Yeah, Johnny with the nade there to kind of buy some time. It does keep him at bay for a moment, but again, look at these smokes. It really keeps them at bay because they don't have anybody positioned on the actual B site here. They're going to have to play for the reach yet again. They're able to pump out the swarm grenade. They do spot one.
Last player standing.
But Kratzer with a 4K.
I need more bullets. I need more bullets. Unfortunately, running out of bullets for a long time. Crash is going to be able to pick up 1 here, though. Still pretty much standing. Can you get yourself another? Nah, especially when Bane turns the corner and lets that Odin just go.
Last round in the half.
Man, Kratzer looking for the ace. Nearly gets it denied by Thrasher, but nonetheless, CTC is just piecing these rounds together very, very nicely.
I like it because it's almost like not textbook in the sense it's not what you usually see, especially the Odin, like really putting in the work, right? But the other thing for when you look over at CTC thus far, I mean, Kratzer, Clausera, and Bane all fragging, right? Like, I mean, there's no like one standout player. It's a full team effort.
Yeah, I mean, they just have so many talented players on their team. And again, on the other side, there's a plethora of talent as well. But we see an Outlaw, we see a Marshall. There are a few rifles, but a couple members with only half armor or light armor as well. So again, I feel like the economy has played a little bit of a factor here as well.
We're going to see if they can find themselves away on the retake once again. Kratzer looking up into heaven, looking up towards the smoke. Thrasher looking to turn the corner, gets the Odin with one. Kratzer's going to be able to get him with turn, though, get two, looking for a third.
Man, the head placement, or the crosshair placement is just so good. The showstopper's going to come out as well. They hear the audio cue, but they can't get away. And Kratzer with another 3K after that 4K.
Zera lurking in the smoke here, going to try and see if they can pick up one. Hello, just on the other side. They see just the gun barrel. And talk about unfortunate. Porter's sitting up in heaven. Kratzer takes them down as well, and it's 9-2.
Back
Switching
to
sides.
back quadra kills for Kratzer here as he's 20-6. And I mean, we talked about players to watch. We had we knew a little bit from the previous season, but certainly Kratzer out here putting on a clinic again.
All right, Kratzer, we get it. We were talking about it being more of a team effort, and they're like, no, watch this. I'm going to get the quad. I want to keep things going, but they're going to switch sides and kind of in a similar place that we talked about in that first matchup here, Hot Sauce, right? Like, it's pretty far one direction,
yeah,
but it can always turn the tide, starting with the pistol round.
Well, as a Raze main, a much crappier Raze main, I might be a little favorite to that Kratzer, but yeah, it's certainly fun to see what they can do with the blast specs. But you're right. I mean, it just starts one round at a time. If another team can do it, you can as well. But the pistol round's going to be really crucial here for Penn Trafford.
Gonna really slow down that initial push there with the paint shells. Kratzer looking a couple times with the right click. Not going to be able to get anything going there, but two people sitting back at wine. And the question is, does this team expect it? Or is everyone looking? They push so far forward. Kratzer now gets to turn the corner, and it should be easy.
It should be, but you never know. I mean, they had two tucked into wine there. It looked like a great play, but they do have the player advantage at the moment. Bane looking for a little bit of intel. We'll spot one. Quarter has the damage advantage. The blind is there as well.
One enemy remaining. Team Ace.
By his teammate, unfortunately.
You end up eventually walking away with the round, moving them up to 11 here for Greater Altoona. Penn Trafford now. You gotta force up here, right? Like, I mean, do you go with the pistols and push it yourself? I mean, I guess it makes sense to give yourself rifles at least on match point, right?
Yeah, it's a tough decision because, I mean, they're going to force into these sheriffs. If you give up another round, you're at match point, and you're probably not going to be able to buy as well. So I think, potentially you force up. It's only the second round, so if there is a round that you might be able to scrape by on, because the other team's not going to have those full rifles as well. So I think it's kind of one of those backs against the wall type situations.
Flash drive from Johnny allows them to turn this corner here, give a little bit of space, trying to see if they can find a heady with the sheriff. Johnny's gonna back down just a little bit here. As you can see, they're not too concerned with it over on the side of Greater Altoona. They'll play patient here. Clausera sitting in the middle. Beck sitting to turn around the corner with the sheriff, finds the heady, but Kratzer finds one as well. So 4v4.
Yeah, Kratzer using a little pump shotty as well. Quarter gets one, and that's going to be Kratzer. That's a big pick here for Quarter. They do still missing that player advantage here, but Google Vex remaining tight near market, potentially looking to pressure towards the side.
Oh, Vex saw the gun barrel and not going to be able to get it.
Spike down, B.
You're sitting there with two Odins. Dirty boys. Not like this.
Yeah, not only one Odin, but two Odins
Match
on
point.
round 2 is absolutely insane. And now Penn Trafford is going to be in a very, very difficult spot.
That's so true. And it worked. Like, two Odins. It's like, you don't expect that. One sitting up that high, able to still get the pick here, too. And, oh, man, it's going to be tough here this time around. Now, as far as over on the side of Penn Trafford, I mean, gotten yourself too early, but you got to find some way to get momentum going on this offensive side.
Yeah, you know, and they had those Odins set up at B, right? So they have an idea that maybe they're going to go A this time to stay away from the Odins. Well, we have Sova and Bane over here on A now, and this could be absolute disaster.
Both sitting with Odins again, too. You can... Oh, Yoshi does get picked, though. Does find the disadvantage there as far as Odin versus the Guardian. But Bane's still sitting in the corner, aiming down sight, looking to go. That's going to find one. No smashes. There's one, find two.
A beautiful block. One enemy entry. Bane there on a 3K, spots the fourth. But Google Vex will be able to find the pick. Now on a 2v1, has the Bulldog and some room to work with. 58 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time here for Google Vex to work.
Placing alarm boxes. Defenders win.
Continue to do so much damage. They're going to be able to lay them down there and wrap things up. And the GOATs of TEC Valor starting off right. Division 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been putting in the work in the offseason. Obviously, most of the roster that returned, you know, was the same there for GACTC. So certainly have that team chemistry as well. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner. Quarters 12 and 14 did very nice for the team. But again, I think some of that economic troubles is really kind of what hurt them early game.
Yeah, I feel like if you're over on the side of Penn Trafford, seeing what Quarter was able to do despite some of the economic negatives that you were sitting in, right? Kind of that differences, has something to build on. I also feel like there were some rounds that were relatively close from them being able to take them from Greater Altoona as well. I don't think that the 13-2 is quite reflective of how close the matchup was.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. There were a lot of 1v1s or 2v1s at the end that could have gone either way. So certainly the score was not as close as what we actually saw out on the field today. But again, CTC, former champions, kind of wanting to put a statement on the season and let all the other teams know, hey, you're still going to have to look out for us. But I mean, Penn Trafford played very well. There were just a few minor mistakes. But again, it's the first game of the season. You know, you're going to have those kinds of things. It's a great learning experience, and you hold your head high and you go out and you win next week.
Yeah, so I'm going to be interested to see how they bounce back. I feel like the bounce back is always how teams learn and develop. We've seen that kind of across multiple titles last semester, right? In the fall, teams really kind of being able to bounce back for this. This could kind of be the little bit, you know, for an arrow, you got to be pulled back before you can spring forward. This could be one of those situations here. But big shout out to Greater Altoona coming out here and really starting things off right. And I mean, really for both of our teams that have won so far today, Hot Sauce, talk about a way to really start your, kickstart your season.
Yeah, I mean, 2 dominating performances already, which does mean we're going to have to take a short break. But when we come back, we're going to have the former Division 2 champs taking on Greater Johnstown. So get your snacks, get your drinks, but don't go too far. When we come back, we got more TEC action. In the back to help out as well. Solvin here's the flank, but it's Matic who judges him down with a fierceness. Wild finds the trade. The plant goes down and from behind with the shot to the body. He hits the 12 gauge to the rib cage. Now in a 1v1. The plant is there. Omen versus Neon, and they're both on site.
I feel like he got another one of those weapons. Jumping out with the shotgun, 20 HP. Wild man. You gotta close it. You gotta look for the headshot spray. They're trying to look for each other. Medic.
Once more, the Mastodon infantry will stampede and skip. Says, I'll off, but I'll still entry, baby. 3K all day, looking for more. Make it a 4. The quadra kill is here, the real deal. Can he find the 5th?
He's gonna go pick up this rifle. That might be the smartest, but it is this ace. It's a possibility for Skip.
Gus rotating over. Finds a nice shot. The brim ult comes in. Gus will escape to safety here near Lance, but Nightmare pushing in with a Spectre. It's not enough. Gus holding the close angle. The flick of the wrist and the 3K. Making a quadra kill. He is on the hunt for the ace. The ace of spades. The man of death. Gus Bunny looking for the last remaining member. Limon tucked here with that Vandal. Motto a motto. Gus wants this one. Team kind of hanging back, allowing him to get at these spots. And the flick, and there it is!
An early kill though, so this is going to be a tough push.
The Sheriff putting in the work. The pressure comes in. The Euro with the consistent blinds. Bane will find one. Knows there's more there. Now another! And he's pumping heads! The 4K!
To step up. They've already found one and the spike, but do they know quarters here? They have no idea. Good guiding light forces both players into differing corners of this fence position, but they're not out of the woods just yet.
No, they're not. I miss her.
My.
Another race trying to flank from mid, but Pluto doing a great job to play as well. And he gets the first.
Spike down, B. One enemy remaining.
He's got
Ace.
a 4K, and he's looking for the ace once more. Out Mersa always rotating from an ace side. Forget. We'll see the double blast once more. Over the head. Facno to Hacko. He pops the head. Gets the bread. The 2K. My man is absolutely popping off.
That was a beautiful jump. Not done yet. Kratzer looking for even more. Oh, awkward time to pull out your rocket launcher, but looks left, gets one, looks right. And
For the Jet on the close left corner of this, around the map, but already one from behind, a second from Alomari with the Sheriff no less. They have short range of the Judge, long range of the Sheriff, and just deadly combinations to say the very least. Make it 3 here for the Yoru, 4 as he tallies them up in a
pistols, so taking down the first, third, and fourth group into the paper, but Ant is in as well, and oh baby, there's 2. The double headshot walked into sight as well. How about 3? How about 4? A flawless round for Ant and the squad aboard.
try to re-engage, they're going to be taken out from any direction they try and swing. Will they swing? The answer is yes. Their position noted. They'll find one kill. A second onto Andias, having no business finding that. A lack of communication comes back to fight Winder. Will they find a third? You better believe they'll step.
Mike is down on site, and the last player for the attack side of Winder is closed down in both house. You can get one. Taking on bench boy. Maybe with the Reyna ult popped, you can get something done here. And the flash goes through. He's full blinded and has to play close to know exactly where he's going to be playing.
No way.
Straight through the wall. A 1v3 now becomes a 1v1, and Pluto walking his way up towards. Now he does. He clears it out.
Early, I believe a sound cue was given over. But the fact they throw out that slow orb, just swinging through it, not so conventional for random as they are typically dispatched.
You ever heard of the trend Battle Sage? That right there is a picture-perfect definition. What in the world are you doing? Solvent him! Strands themselves behind the box. They've somehow got a double off of it. They get a triple! They run out of bullets, but they have the ace on the table! It's... Off. The heal's starting to come out from the Sage. Shade did bring the Sage. Let's not forget about that. So the heals are going to play a big part of this. Ant has one on the flank. Not able to save their teammate, but will even up the kills. Once again, swings out. It's the Phantom at medium range to get the headshot onto Ton.
and left in the 1 versus 2 is Pumpkin.
Talk about getting countered. Icy walking in, we'll try to clear out market and it'll work. There's a second player there. I'm not sure if they're all that familiar with it. The swing through, oh, the breach. Tried to throw in the aftershock, but it ended up...
But perfect for Spoon Anthony and Crazy Razy. It's got to be Skip. It's got to be here. The operator needs to. Is bloodthirsty. Just the shot, pulls out the sheriff, pulls the headshot. Skip. If it is anybody, it is you. Pops the slow warp. Switch with the rifle here. Defuse. Gonna be faked. Done through to Skip.
Quickly, we'll see what he does. He finds one, looking for Google X as well. Has to dismiss out. He pops into the smoke, looking for a second here, is able to do it. Claw finds it. Spoon Anthony pops out his ultimate. He's in a 1 versus 1, and the gun's in the hands of Bane and Altoona.
One away from that 5th, and it's on orange, so I have no doubt he can pick up an orb, get a kill. We're going to have to work smart and together.
Oh man. Oh man. Orange not able to get any info. Icy messes up his, and now it's Pluto's turn to drop his ultimate. Finds another 2, make it a 3rd if you count himself. Popped out by Q-Thief though, and Orange, his position's given away. Bucky's trying to spray him out as he's looking the wrong direction. Orange and 1 versus 1, and make it a second 4 kills for the Phoenix, and Shade Central find themselves on the board. Pretty equal on the side of Altoona, but oh no, Bane. They're walking into him hot. It's going to be mass destruction as he finds one, make it a second, a 3rd, a 4th. Let's find the 8th.
Come in. Gary was the first to fall there as well. And rough.
Oh no, the trigger discipline.
Everybody knows you gotta check your angles, and Pluto will send him packing with a stinger, making a triple kill.
Yeah, and I mean, all Claw wants right now is a plan. Does he find it in time though? No, he will not.
Kill, and Crafter is absolutely popping off.
Yeah, the ace is on the cards here, as it's going to be a resurrection, maybe a 6K even from Katzer. Won't be able to find Anjas as he peeks out a 4th from the rays of Altoona as he jumps up on top of you. Oh, make it a 5th, looking for the 6K. They're letting him have it, and that's a 6 mayonnaise for Kratzer, and that is a beautiful round for Altoona to close out the half.
In the back to help out as well. Solvin here's the flank, but it's Matic who judges him down with a fierceness. Wild finds the trade. The plant goes down, and from behind with the shotty to the body. He hits the 12 gauge to the rib cage. Now in a 1v1. The plant is there. Omen versus Neon, and they're both on site.
I feel like he's got another one of those weapons. Jumping out with the shotgun, 20 HP. Wild man. You gotta close it. You gotta look for the headshot spray. They're trying to look for each other. Medic.
Once more, the Mastodon infantry will stampede, and Skip says, I'll up, but I'll still entry, baby. 3K all day, looking for more. Make it a 4. The quadra kill is here, the real deal. Can he find the 5th?
He's gonna go pick up this rifle. That might be the smartest, but it is this ace. It's a possibility for Skip.
Now Gus rotating over. Finds a nice shot. The brim ult comes in. Gus will escape to safety here near Lance, but Nightmare pushing in with a Spectre. It's not enough. Gus holding the close angle. The flick of the wrist and the 3K. Making a quadra kill. He is on the hunt for the ace. The ace of spades. The man of death. Gus Bunny looking for the last remaining member. Limon tucked here with that Vandal. Motto a motto. Gus wants this one. Team kind of hanging back, allowing him to get it. He spots it. The flick, and there it is!
An early kill though, so this is going to be a tough push.
The Sheriff putting in the work. The pressure comes in. The Euro with the consistent blinds. Bane will find one. Knows there's more there. Now another, and he's pumping heads. The 4K.
To step up. They've already found one and the spike, but do they know quarters here? They have no idea. Good guiding light forces both players into differing corners of this fence position, but they're not out of the woods just yet.
No, they're not. I miss her.
My.
Another race trying to flank from mid, but Pluto doing a great job this play as well. And he gets the first.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
He's got
Ace.
a 4K, and he's looking for the ace once more. Out Mersa always rotating from an ace side. Forget. We'll see the double blast once more. Over the head, back goes to Hecko. He pops the head, gets the bread, the 2K. My man is absolutely popping off.
That was a beautiful jump. Not done yet. Kratzer looking for even more. Oh, awkward time to pull out your rocket launcher, but looks left, gets one, looks right. And
For the Jet on the close left corner of this, around the map, but already one from behind, a second from Alomari with the Sheriff no less. They have short range of the Judge, long range of the Sheriff, and just deadly combinations to say the very least. Make it 3 here for the Yoru, 4 as he tallies them up in a
pistol, so taking down the first, third, and fourth group into the paper, but Ant is in as well, and oh baby, there's 2. The double headshot walked into sight as well. How about 3? How about 4? A flawless round for Ant and the squad of 4.
try to re-engage, they're going to be taken out from any direction they try and swing. Will they swing? The answer is yes. Their position noted. They'll find one kill. A second onto Andias, having no business finding that. A lack of communication comes back to bite Winder. Will they find a third? You better believe they'll step.
And welcome back to the TEC High School Series. We're in our final match of the day. Last year's champions, GACTC Division II, taking on Greater Johnstown. Back on Ascent. And to my digital left, still in the booth, Q. How are we feeling about this one?
Oh, we get to run it back. And you know what? I feel like what better way to start things off on the main channel? We got to see this squad go back-to-back at the Winter Championship. Let's see if they can start off their season the same way.
Yeah, I mean, they have, I think, 4 returning members from the previous season as well. And then Vale, who we saw had to fill in for Gus on the D1 team, may be hot and ready here as he's already played a game. So we'll be back on the roster here for Division 2. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, I believe Zyver and Tempest are returning. Other than that, it looks like a mostly new roster over there.
And we see the agent selects already coming out here. I like to see the Phoenix coming out. I like to see a little bit of a change here. And also, you know, kind of otherwise, I feel like a lot of the same sort of things we've been seeing on this map.
Yeah, again, we only see one. I mean, on the attacking side, we see the Killjoy, we see the Sova. They are absolute staples of this map. It's so hard to push on the attacking side when you're going up against the Sova and Killjoy. Fortunately for them, they're starting out on the attacking side, but to me, as far as comps go, right now, TTC has the better comp.
Be interesting to see as far as with the comps, how much those do come into play. We've talked a couple of times about how sometimes at this level it's more about the comfort picks and what you are best played for, or what you're best suited for personally, versus maybe as far as sticking to a meta itself. But it does look like as far as getting set up for our pistol round, looks like they're gonna be looking at a push over towards A.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of times, players like to feel, play with maybe what they're most comfortable with as well. But we'll see if it benefits them here. This pressure all toward A. Zyver there as well. Waiting, finds a couple taps. Will find the head fail and be able to read that. Oh my, Zyver absolutely popping off.
Zyver was looking for another one there as well. Wasn't gonna be able to find the third, but at least got a good damage done here as well. Unfortunately, Tripod was already down at 22 HP, but you got Tempest on the lurk here. Red Bull finds him, able to turn around, finds the headshot. 2v2 here.
Yeah, Red Bull, formerly known as Alamari,
returning
member as well.
Spike down
so with
A.
that frenzy, able to pick up on Saihara now, the advantage in their favor.
I'm pretty sure that they heard the footsteps, I think, of Red Bull. You can see they're both looking over at this doorway here. They're gonna try and kind of hang it low and slow. Philly walking around the corner, gonna catch him out with
One enemy remaining.
Red Bull with the headshot, gonna get the second one here.
Let's go!
My babushka taught me not to
Man.
pray. For this, I make an
I
exception.
don't know, I was nervous there for him, I think, but Red Bull able to capitalize on what looked like a round that they potentially should have lost, but able to bring it back.
That's a way to jumpstart your map here, though, man. Being able to pull that thing on back, big old triple there for Red Bull, really able to make the magic happen. And kind of as we've talked in the past a little bit, that second round usually goes in favor of the team who won, but we are seeing a little bit of a forced buy here, so that could change the tale.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know, I guess. Typically, you don't see that force buy from the attacking side unless they're able to get the dub or a minimum the plant, but nonetheless, here we are. We have a sheriff in the hands of Zyver. We talked about how these losing teams, when they lose that first round, when they buy into that second round, it has come back to haunt them so far. We'll see if there's a different outcome here.
Smoke's gonna come in and at least give a little bit of cover. Tripod's gonna go for the heal, at least on themselves. Turns the corner. There's gonna be one player just sitting in the smoke, sitting in the wait. You can see Philly was sitting in the corner waiting to see for them to step out, but the whole squad now gonna retreat their way. They're rotating towards B, and we can see our defense start to realize that they should probably be doing the same.
Yeah, we can see Reyna and crew kind of rotating back toward the B site, maybe trying to take a look through mid and see if they're coming through mid or cap, but they made that smart decision to go all the way through spawn. It's just going to be Reyna lurking in market here.
All going to be up to Zyver trying to figure out. You can at least give yourself one. Instead, going to back down, wait for the rest of the squad to rotate over, and I don't mind this decision, right? You've only got the sheriff in hand.
Spike
why would you
planted.
try and push through otherwise? And they're actually going to relocate. Now going to try and see if they can approach the east side here from two different angles.
Really smart there. Once you know that plant's going down, it's really smart to play with your team. Wait for them to get into position so you have a more equal footing ground. Saihara, though, with that stinger, able to find one. Looking for another as Ping gets one with that Marshall. Tripping will fall here
Last
as well.
player standing.
Zyver was trying to find
Ace.
something there with the sheriff. Not going to be able to find the connection. 4 left standing. And that's going to be some good help as far as on the econ side. They're just getting things rolling to start off.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it because Greater Johnstown bought into round number 2.
Yep.
Now they're going to have trouble here in round 3. Zyver able to get that rifle, but again, not full armor here. A lot of Spectres and a Judge. It's not as bad on defense because you can kind of force those little close quarter fights, but still, it's not an ideal situation.
What's interesting is they're still forcing up yet again here, right? Even after losing round number 2, and I think part of that is feeling that they don't want to fall too far behind this Greater Altoona squad. You don't want to give them too much momentum. Can't blame them for that here, but I feel like we've already talked multiple times through our 3 matchups. You got to get that full econ to really start your sprint for it.
Yeah, Zyver does find one, but Vale gets the trade, the rifle on the ground, and now the pressure through sight. Jet looking to caterpillar their way on the site. Trippett waiting for teammates, but the spray is there. We saw the head dink as well, but Ping ends up with the dub.
Able to still get themselves left standing despite taking a few shots. So you can see they'll sit in red health. It is going to be them being able to get the spike here down. And the whole squad be working on the backside, going to be working towards the elevate angle. You can see though, Vale already sitting here, aiming down sight, waiting for him. And with that fragment coming out as well, I should let them know that they're looking to turn this corner.
Ooh, but Vale is going to find the first pick here as well.
Last player standing.
Double swing. Vale finds the kill, but
that.
unfortunately the dash hits the wall.
Red Bull. One that's going to be able to round up this round number 3 over for the side of Greater Altoona. 1, 2, 3, count them 3 in a row. And now after that last round of kind of having that little bit of a buy up once again, it is going to be Greater Johnstown with the decision of what they want to do here in round number 4.
Yeah, and again, it's looking kind of scrappy. We see 2 rifles, only the classic for Zyver, the Bulldog for Tempest, the Spectre for the Soul of Hope, and it's kind of been the theory today for the teams that are down or the teams that have lost is not really having good economical control. And the economy of Valorant is just as important as the game and gunplay.
Now we know that we got everyone mobbed up around this corner. Tempest gonna send out the Molly. The Knife Storm gonna be at least able to buy some space, allows them access onto the B side here. Since you get the 2 frags, everyone else still left over on A. They're gonna be forced to 3v5 on the retake.
Oh, Soul with the spray, but you can't really run and gun forward like that, especially from that distance. Not really any of those shots hitting the mark, but maybe at least that cover fire buying them enough time to find safety.
Couple warning shots, a backup work coming. But now they're all pushed up on this door. I kind of feel like you should at least try and knock out a couple of different lanes here. Maybe Tripod gonna go the long way. The unfortunate thing is the spike has already been planted, so time of the essence, time not on their side as well. They're gonna be giving away a little bit of sound, and you can see Vale already waiting for him. Gonna be able to find the burst with the Bulldog, able to hold them off. Dash away as well.
Yeah, you know,
One enemy remaining.
The KJ turret like that, it's inactive, right? So there's no need to shoot it. When you shoot that turret, it does give away your location. And well, Vale is feeling hot and fired up from that previous series as they find a 4K to end off the round.
Vale able to push through off that paranoid. His teammate there, and just being able to push through, knowing that, hey, no one's gonna be able to see me. I turn the corner, I find a head, I click it, they fall. That's now 4 in a row for Greater Altoona. And it feels like they've just kind of gotten to do what they want. Do I want to go over to B? Hey, you know what? We'll go over to B. Do I want to go over to A? Hey, we're going to A. And it looks like we're going to A here for round number 5.
Yeah, and still, you know, not full armor. Technically not a full buy here from Greater Johnstown. I don't think we've seen a single full buy yet. But Zyver will find not 1, but 2 huge picks from Zyver.
Those are 2 big opening picks here. And now going to be pushing 4, running it back. Here is Philly. He's trying to give themselves a little bit of additional information. I don't think they have to play aggressive here.
Not ready.
Also, notice on the lurk here, Zyver pushing around. No one's heard the sound yet.
One enemy remaining.
Get the 2 heady. Turns the corner with the 3rd. Gets that one as well. That's an ace.
Before me.
The ace of spades, baby. Zyver with an absolute huge play. The ace in hand and a round win here for Greater Johnstown.
Jeez, that'll jumpstart the system right there. A big old ace to lay it down. Might be just enough to start to turn the tides. Unfortunately, you did allow for enough econ build-up that you know that you still have a couple of rounds that you're going to have to wait through the full armors and the, you know, full utility as well as having those gunnies in hand. But at least you got yourself the first.
Yeah, you know, you're able to build a little bit of economy here. Everybody should potentially be able to buy next round, win or lose as well. Zyver switching up the sights, popping the head, getting the bread, and starting off the round nicely.
Another kill in their favor here. Talk about, what, that 6 in a row here now, right? After you win the round, and now you got to see if you can keep yourself standing. You got to at least buy time for the rest of your team to rotate over.
Yeah, you know, I'm confused by some of these smokes here, but really I think maybe just getting as many smokes down to deter them from that push. We see Saihara lurking there, potentially looking to teleport, and they do, right behind the enemy zone.
Oh, done.
Oh, it looked like they sent him back. I wasn't sure, but they did send him back. Zyver ping, both on the trade. Saihara will get one more.
Zyver
My ultimate's not ready.
Last player
going to turn the
standing.
corner and fall, but it is going to get traded out by Stauffer. And now it's going to be the 1v2. Tempest, the last one left, has to figure out where this spike is rotating. Meanwhile, over on that Greater Altoona side, they're right now entering on A.
You know, and Tempest was 2 seconds away from turning that corner and shooting Sahara in the back, who wasn't looking in his direction. Unfortunately, he chose to shoot the KJ turret that was, again, inactive and wouldn't look at him. But by shooting it, then Sahara knew where he was, immediately got out of tiles, and began to press to A.
Now it's going to be Tempest pushing the way up. Is he gonna turn the corner? Here's Saihara's on the top side. Almost allowed for Tempest to turn the corner, but 2 left standing. Another round in the favor of Greater Altoona. And very much able to pump the brakes on what looked like might have been a little bit of extra pep in the step over for Greater Johnstown.
Yeah, you know, I've actually had the pleasure of playing with a lot of these students in Valorant during the off season, and Saihara being one of them. It's great to see how much she's grown just from one season. 5 and 2 seems to be popping off here as well.
Signs of maybe, you know, some time spent in the, you know, in the lab this off season. The grind just right here heading into spring. Put it here quickly into B. Vale gets 2, Stouffer gets 1. And man, they have all sorts of room on B.
Yeah, just a good pick. Unfortunately, Tempest caught in the iPad trying to drop some smokes, and with that, able to find that 2-piece. Now in a 5v2, the economy not there as well. And again, you know, you wonder if they should save these rifles. And normally in a game like CS, you see saves are a little more frequent.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready. Will find the triple, 1 left to go.
Yeah, I think it's one of those interesting scenarios because both the players that have rifles still in their hands, the income was already decent. Your hope is maybe you can take a couple of rifles out of the other hand before the end of the round. Unfortunately, that's not the case there. And they just continue to cruise, living life in the fast lane over there for CTC.
Yeah, I mean, again, not quite a full buy. Not an ugly buy, though, for Greater Johnstown. They can still make this work here, but right now, as you mentioned, CTC just on a roll and not looking back.
Call them butter, baby. Here it is, a 6-1 right now, looking to try and see if they can turn it into 7. You had mentioned a little bit of that mixed buy. Over on the side of Greater Johnstown, Jet trying to see if they can get the first pick. Gonna be able to get Vale, and that's a big one to start with.
Yeah, a big pick there as well. 2 tucked into trees. And as we see Zyver rotating around here as well. And now will find this break. Can't quite hit the mark as Stouffer finds the trade.
You should run.
Of course, you're not going to be able to get anything there. You can see the fragment come out. You are going to send the molly on from Tempest, but it's not going to be enough to be able to delay the actual spike going down. And now it's a 4v4 on the retake. You can see the Killjoy comes out as far as going to be able to detain a couple of players here. That's 3 players just sitting.
That is insane. 3 players detained from that, but unfortunately, nothing really going to come of that. The plant is still there, though, and they have this post plant to play.
I was kind of intrigued to see them not go hunting after getting the register the fact that they got 3, but you can see Pingu is going to be able to find the first. Has the location on at least one. Should now know that they're both up there. Kind of surprised that they're not looking for Pingu in that lower corner. That is kind of a nice little headshot location. Timer coming down. This is going to be another round.
Oh, but 3 members fall. KJ, the only member to make it out, that's Stouffer, but again, it doesn't really matter at this point. The economy has been built. They're rolling in these round after round, and really just kind of putting a statement on this first half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even after the bye, everyone's still sitting right around 5K right now, so I think they're all right with letting a couple of rifles fall over on that Greater Altoona side. They're cruising right now, and it looks like this time they're gonna be lining up a little bit more towards B. What's interesting, when you look over on the side, I was gonna say, of Greater Johnstown, everyone's looking to be going towards that A side. I think because of the lack of armor here, they're gonna be playing more for the retake.
Yeah, I feel like when you're on those deeper rounds, I love that 5-man flood action. So that can work. Unfortunately, right now it's 2K apiece as they pressure on. 1 left in market. That's going to be Tempest. The door will shut. He's tucked into the corner, out with the iPad, and the smokes go down.
I think they should have played for the retake.
Planted.
No, unfortunately, man, really strong way for them to push around that corner. And then, again, showing the strength of this Greater Altoona squad. This is their D2 squad, and they're just putting on a clinic. I mean, they're looking solid right now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Vale hold their own in the D1 squad as well, and played very, very nice earlier today as well. So, again, maybe just really warmed up from that session, but playing very, very nice in the first game of the season.
15-6, really leading the way over on that side. No other player, at least not yet, from the side of Greater Altoona up to double digits, but I think part of that is because you don't have anyone like we've seen in our other games that are sitting down there like 2-3 kills with a bunch of assists, right? The rest of those kills, other than the 15 from Vale, are really evenly spread amongst the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team is just working like a well-oiled machine at the moment, looking and working with that utility together. The cohesiveness has certainly been a big part of this team as they pressure on the A site really, with ease here.
The idea from Vale to break out the knives and gonna wait for this come down. Instead, does bring the Vandal back out. Hands sitting in the corner. Yeah, Hunter's Fury come out. Doesn't look like that's going to be able to find the connection. Maybe a little bit of information at the most. Should push Vale out of this corner, but not before getting two.
He said, I will sit in the fire, hell, and brimstone to find the 2K. Tripid, Zyber, both finding trades here now.
Last player standing.
They have the advantage. One left to go. Under, tucked in, Ping finds one. Tripid the trade, and there it should be time for the defusal.
I liked the idea of the trigger discipline at first, right? You let the one turn, maybe they can get to two and find the third there, but unfortunately just not going to quite be able to make the connection. And I just, again, feel like it's more just about the fact that they're that late in the round. You still had so many people standing on that Greater Altoona side. It just makes things so easy.
Yeah, I mean, Zyber then had some big kills, though, that allowed him to grab that round. Their second round of the game thus far. And again, they really need to try to get a couple more. 4 is almost not enough on the defensive side. And the thing that worries me is CTC has a really dangerous defensive composition for Ascent.
Now here, this time around, looks like they're going to be lining up to try to push things over towards A here. It's an interesting defensive approach. Everyone's sitting up in the heaven.
Yeah, I feel like they've got to find some way to slow these pushes down. You can't be giving up so much space and allow them to take the site with such ease. And I think smokes are a big part of helping that as well. And fortunately, CTC has just been fearless. They're ego peaking. They're feeling very, very confident. And it's certainly exuberating here as Vale will find one more headshot.
And Vale just still sitting up there, like not even worried about moving. Now, Tribe been working on the work, but it is going to be Pingu once again finds two here.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Flick, but it was Zyber who finds a triple, will dissipate away, has the intel and the health advantage, and somehow Zyber turns this around with a 4K. They've given up A site both times here, but that's 2 round wins in a row for them, so maybe it's working.
Man, Zyber putting in work to try and keep their squad in this thing for Greater Johnstown right
Last
now. We're
round
talking
before
about
the
Vale
switch.
and how strong they were playing.
cheap.
Zyber pretty well able to go blow for blow, 18-9 as opposed to the 18-8 from Vale.
Yeah, they're just playing very, very well, and we see Tripid with the ult as well, so a potential res coming up. But again, CTC is just looking really, really dangerous. If, however, Johnstown can take this round, I mean, that's 3 in a row going into the next half. That could be a big confidence booster.
See if they can kind of keep the things rolling. Their defense has been able to come up big the last couple of rounds. Going to be just here quick. Zyber finds the first. Going to be able to fade away, be able to find themselves a little bit of space here.
Yeah, it was a nice early pick, and again, opting to dissipate instead of get that health because he assumed others would be pushing and swinging with, but already that rotation coming out, Ping up in the middle for that lurking flank. We'll find Zyber. The raid boss is now down, and this will make it a little bit easier for CTC.
Shutting them down.
Put their way in. They'll be able to at least get the spike down here onto A. You can see they've fully committed to site, got everybody on. Unfortunately, though, everyone's still over towards B, a little delayed on the rotation over the side of Greater Johnstown.
Yeah, I'm not sure what might have happened over there to keep them lurking for that long, but yeah, they were kind of maybe anticipating it was still going for B. Now Ping up into heaven, finds one on the slow Ping. Ping gets a 4K. Got a Ferrari peek that, unfortunately. Now the flash comes in as well. Tripid through A main, and they're going to walk right by KJ here.
One enemy remaining.
I wonder if they're letting Pingu get all 6. There's the ace right there.
Oh my! We saw a dirty ace earlier, but a 6K ace, absolutely phenomenal. And we talked about it earlier, but I'm gonna have to say it, Pingussi looking a little sussy.
Oh man, able to put in the work, able to get them the 6. How often do you see that there? And to be able to cap off the end of the half like that, huge. Because then, especially this round here, you come out on the pistols, you win the pistols, 10 very quickly becomes 11, and you're 2 rounds away from a dub.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, we saw Greater Johnstown starting to mount a little comeback. They had a couple rounds in a row. They were building some momentum before the half, but Ping just able to kind of neutralize that there in that final round.
Let's go ahead and get started as far as on the offense over on the side of Greater Johnstown. Pistols in hand. Vale was able to get the first pick, though, and that's a big one. That's been their main fragger, Zyver.
Yeah, Vale has done a great job here in both of these series. The crosshair placement has been nearly perfect, and it just goes to show you there as he finds that first headshot. Now he'll take a little space here, possibly push him, because they're getting pretty aggressive on defense.
You can see feeling themselves right now. Going to be able to get the second. The corner gets the third, trying to find the fourth because the last person left, and it's going to be Soul of Hope. They're actually going to quickly be pushing over on this catwalk. You see Vale going to be trying to squeeze on the backside here, but Red Bull pinching them on the opposite. That's just another easy win for Greater Altoona.
Yeah, unfortunately, that spike was already down over there, so I like the idea of trying to get around through Cat. Had the frenzy, so if you're going to run and gun, that's the gun to do it, but Red Bull able to come out on top, and you mentioned it. If CTC won that pistol round, it's going to be a little bit smoother sailing, but, I think Greater Johnstown knows this. That's why we're going to see them force into these SMGs here as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand the need for the force here. I mean, we've kind of seen it in the last couple of matchups that we've seen today, right? Like in a similar sort of position in the second half because of the kind of revealing area between the rounds here. Red Bull, they're trying to see how much experience they got. They got a bunch. Let that thing sang through the wall. That gets you one.
Yeah, we saw previous with the Odins, this time with the Ares. Vale's going to find a headshot as well, and certainly picking it up here a bit. The spray for the smoke trip, it nearly dies, escaping with just a skosh of health.
Wait, hold on. Oh, not like this. Phil. I thought Phil was going to be able to reload and get a fourth.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zyver is probably kicking himself a little bit for that one. Had the opportunity from behind. Unfortunately, the shots just didn't connect. And now just one away from match point is CTC. Both returning champions getting a dub this year. And now Division 2 looking to do the same.
Saw, I mean, just how strong that this program was from top to bottom during the Winter Championships. And we've seen both their teams really, really looking good here today. Wouldn't be surprised to see them finish things out in these next two rounds. I am, however, going to be looking over on the side of Greater Johnstown. Someone's got to help out the homies. Ivor showed up to play. I need someone else here. Vale, though, is going to be able to stop tripping when they just run right around that corner and keep a couple of bullets in the face.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're just really firing on all cylinders at the moment. Cyhar here checking mid, but Zyber has already made their way through, and with this space could be big enough to go head-to-head, but Vale with the knife will find two more.
I'm pretty sure Vale was able to see, knows exactly where they're at. They're trying to run.
Enemy remaining.
W, turn around.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Right out of my mouth, and Vale another ace here.
No charges left.
I mean, at some point, you got to turn around and at least take the fight or try for something. Unfortunately, Soul just hoping to hightail it out of that troubled zone, but Vale with the knives on the hunt.
Well, at least if you're a Neon, maybe you can get away there. Who do you think you are? Just holding W with the head, not even tucking the head down or nothing. Oh, man. I mean, just you could tell when Vale is cooking, really striking fear into the opposition here now in Greater Altoona. On that point.
Yeah, Vale just needs one more to hit that 30 bomb as well. So I suspect we'll see them pretty aggressively here. Already out through mid. We'll do that. The animation and finally gets the two.
Spike
no King
down,
able to
B.
take one of those.
One enemy remaining.
But the spray not there for Zyver. Dashes right by him though.
Flawless.
Oh,
Defenders win.
Vale just went right by the one and
My ult's not ready.
Wow. I think they were hoping for maybe a little bit of trigger control, a little trigger discipline, but unfortunately, he had a little bit of help there in the background as well. GACTC will take it 13-3, 31-10 for Vale.
Whew, man, cooking 31-10. And really a lot of that, if you think about it, in those last couple of rounds. I mean, we talked about how Vale and Zyber at one point were kind of going blow for blow, and I don't know if Vale heard that and took that personal or what, but Vale really cooking it up at an extra notch there down the home stretch.
Yeah, we saw 2 aces, and then we saw Pingu with a 6K ace as well. Just an absolute a wonderful performance from GACTC. They have to be ecstatic with how they started off their season.
And you know what? How it ended in the winter is how it started in the spring for GACTC, proving that they truly are the goats of Valorant in TEC. And man, talk about the performance from them. I do feel like we saw a couple of rounds that for Graders Johnstown for some things for them to build up on, but I do feel like that today's story really was just more about the prowess over from GACTC. And man, what a performance from them back to back there.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing of today that we could take home would be economy. Economy,
Yeah.
economy, economy. I feel like a few of these teams could have done better if they just relied a little bit more. It does stink to lose a couple rounds in a row, but sometimes you just have to take that on the chin and go with those classics so that that following around you can have that full buy and just put yourself in a better position.
Yeah, I mean, I think for especially when you start kind of seeing the it's like the whole quicksand effect, right? You start sinking and you struggle more to kind of get out of it, but really you're just sinking more. You said you take the one L on the chin, then you go in full buy. Hey, everything's on the table and everything's even. But let's not harp on too big again on that big point. Big shout out to all of our students. First week now in the bag. We've been waiting 2 months basically since the winter championship. And it feels good to be back. Before we get up out of here, though, I want to give a big shout out, as always, to the producer work in the background, the unsung hero, Hot Sauce. You and I, we get to have fun and get excited about esports, but the true work's getting put in the back.
Yeah, we can never thank the ones behind the scenes. There's a lot of different people helping out behind the scenes to make all this possible. We certainly appreciate them, as well as the students, the players, the teachers, the parents coming to support the kids as well. It's absolutely wonderful to see. We absolutely appreciate all of you. We thank you for being with us here today. And now we can all be excited. Tech High School Series is back. We've got Rocket League on Tuesdays, Overwatch on Wednesdays, and I think we have to wait an extra week, but we'll have middle school Rocket League on Thursdays as well. So we got a lot of fun ahead of us.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun, action packed every week. We got more content than ever coming in over on the social medias, over on the YouTube. So make sure you're following there. If it's your first time through over on the stream, over on this channel, make sure you hit that follow button down there, turn those notifications on, because as Hot Sauce just said, we got plenty more action coming in the following weeks. But unfortunately, that does do it for us here today. And until we catch y'all back over here for the next one, man, I just got to say it's a blast. Hot Sauce, we got to do this at the championship. This is our second time cast together. Always a pleasure with you, friend.
Yes, always a pleasure with you, Q. Thanks again as well. And guys, as he said, thank you all for being here. Much love, and we'll see you back here tomorrow around the same time.